a sex worker and I've been tracking my income and expenses for a week, and this is what I learned and these are the challenges I faced.
I spent $9,000 in 4 days, and I discovered this by tracking my income and expenses on Bigger Sister channel.
So for Monday, the 13th of March, I spent $123 on personal expenses. It's Tuesday the 14th of March, and my income was $1,000 in rent from my housemate. It's my third day tracking. I had no income and my expenses was in total $8,020.20, and I'm going to break down what that was.
The date was the 16th of the Thursday, and I had $535.44 in personal expenses and $185.80 in business expenses.
There's this assumption that if you track your income and expenses, this will increase your financial literacy, which will in turn help you make more informed decisions and therefore increase your financial well-being. But after 4 days of tracking, I am experiencing the opposite. I feel less financially secure and I feel less in control, because I think a normal person that saw they were spending $9,000 in 4 days would think they're mad. And especially when you have no idea or assurances of when your next paycheck will be and how much it will be.
Because sex workers don't have fixed incomes, this adds a layer of complexity, and using a tracking tool and interpreting that data daily, it needs to be done more monthly for sex workers. If it's not, it can pose challenges, and this is what I found challenging after 1 week.
Now this presented into a situation where I was contacted by a client yesterday, and he gave me a figure. He said, "How long can I have you?" I said, "That's 2 hours of my time." He said, "If you make it 3, we have a deal." And I was tempted to say yes. This had the potential to be a dangerous situation because people who push other people's boundaries often make up their own rules. And often they continue to push boundaries at the expense of other people because they want to find your limit. Until they're presented with a hard no, they'll keep pushing you. And this is true in any situation or any industry. In this context, this could have resulted in my emotional, physical, or privacy limits being tested. And that could have made my employment unsafe or my working conditions unsafe, because we have already established that he is willing to test my time boundaries. Now, boundary pushing happens to all workers, not just sex workers, but the difference here is that sex workers don't have access to the same support systems as other people from other industries, and that's why it can be dangerous. If it wasn't for the fact that I have 14 years experience in this industry, I would have had nothing to contest my interpretation of the financial tracking, which is, the interpretation is, you're at a loss and that is bad, and that you need to correct this immediately. If this was the case, if I truly believed that I was running at a loss and I needed to correct it, I would have said yes to that booking. And I would have said yes because I want to correct the current experience that I'm facing. And in this way, my financial situation can impact my safety. Typically, I don't track my income, my expenses, because of, I've always attributed that to my CPTSD related to childhood poverty. But in this case, I can now see why, an additional reason, and that is if you look at the data day to day and you don't have the nature of the industry to compare it next to, the data gives you a very skewed and distorted perception, and that can impact your financial security and your physical health. I know from my experience that my income can change dramatically and that I can make a month's worth of wage in a day. Applying the concept of tracking to a job like mine rather than a fixed income wage means that you can get a misleading perception, and it doesn't really help you, it doesn't really work. In fact, it can make things worse because it can make you feel financially insecure. So if you're tracking your income and expenses with me on Bigger Sister channel and you're finding it discouraging because it is perhaps capturing your dramatically fluctuating wage and it's affecting your decision-making processes, then give me time. I will find a solution that works for us.
Although it is challenging to track daily because of our inconsistent and sporadic income, we should still track daily so we can build to that monthly picture, and we can use that monthly picture to compare to other months. This is going to be a lot more tangible for us, and it's going to be a lot more practical and give us much more useful insights.
But for now, this example illustrates how sex workers need tailored financial support, advice, and resources. And that's why I'm developing the educational program to economically empower sex workers. My name is Estelle. You can follow Bigger Sister channel on most social media platforms. And yeah, that's it. I'm shy. Bye.